Hey, alright everybody, look, I've got another box. Right, okay, so what's inside this box today? Well, I'll put the name by there, right by there, across there like that. That's what's in the box. So let's get it out of this box, which is quite a big box. We'll have a quick look what's inside the box, and we'll put the bike together, and then we'll put it by here, right by here. So I have noticed that the rear shock isn't connected down by here, look. It's not connected. That's to make the bike more compact when it's in the box. So you've got to connect that as well. So let's put this bike all together. There's quite a few things to do. And also, one thing I did like was the battery wasn't on the bike, which made it easier to lift out. But anyway, let's put the handlebars on the front wheel and all the rest of the bits. And before I do actually put it together, there's the front wheel down there, look. In this box was the pedals, small toolkit, instruction manual, front axle, the battery charger. Under there is a few cable ties and another sort of bike spanner. There was a phone holder thing there, and then there's a front headlight and a mudguard, and under this box the batteries in that box as well. So here it is, all put together. Now, the first thing that springs to mind is orange. It is an orange bike, and I do like the colour orange. Lovely bright orange. Now, wasn't a lot to do to put it together. It was actually quite easy to put this bike together. Handlebars, headlight, front mudguard, pedals down by there. I think that was it really, wasn't it? I don't think there was anything else. I put the battery in. Oh, and of course, you had to put this bolt in. The hardest part was putting the bolt in there, because it is quite tight to get that into there. Not impossible, just a little bit of wiggling and a tap in, and it went in there okay. Now, it is a 52 volt battery, 20 amp hours, and it does say that the peak power of the hub motor at the back there is 1500 watts, and the top speed is 35 miles per hour. So we'll test that a little bit later on. Okay, so looking here at the wheels and the tyres, 20 times 4 inch tyres. Now it does say 30 psi on these tyres. Usually these 20 times 4 tyres are 20 psi, but this one says 30 psi. We've got 180mm discs, and we've got hydraulic brakes. So this is what it looks like with me sitting on the bike. I'm 5'10", 178 centimetres or 1.78 metres. Very comfortable position. I'm not stretching too far forward. I mean, you can come forward on the seat. You can go back on the seat because it is quite a long seat, and it is very upright and comfortable. So looking on this side of the handlebars, half twist throttle, hydraulic brakes, Shimano 7-speed. Then the display here, you've got your speed, power assist levels, which goes up to 5. There we go, up to 5. You've got your miles down there, how far you've been, and then you've got quite a few bars there for the battery, so that does show a little bit better. When the more bars, the better sort of gauge of how much battery you've got left. Now let's have a bit of a look at this side of the older handlebars. Now, it did come with this phone holder here, and this phone holder actually plugs into the bike with a plug down by there, because it's got a USB socket under there to charge your phone as well at the same time. You've got your plus and minus there, and the on button tucked away under there. Then you've got your headlight button there, on and off, and you've got your horn down here, super duper loud. You've got your indicators there, look, there we go, that's your right indicator, that's your left indicator. I don't know if this bike has got indicators, let me just check. So it has got indicators on the rear, so they're on the rear, left and right. We'll have a look at them. Let's get the camera at the back, but there. Right, okay, let's turn the tail light on. So there's the tail light, there's the left indicator, there's the right indicator, and then brake light like that. So there we go. So there's the tail light. And we have got a front light as well. There's the front light there, look, there we go, like that. We'll have to test that somewhere where it's a little bit darker. So here we go. We've got the magnet of truth. So let's see what the frame is made of. That is made of steel. And this rear subframe here, that is made of steel as well. So all this part here is made of steel. Let's check the wheels. The wheels are aluminium. This front bit by here, that is steel. That bracket is steel. Handlebars, they're steel as well. So the bike, except for the wheels, is an all steel construction. Okay, there you go then. That was a quick look around the bike. Let's get this bike out on the old open road. Right, okay, here we are, out on the old open road. Now, I've got it in level 1, and it is, it does sort of really kick off, and then it stops about, I'd say about 14 miles per hour in level 1. So it's a little bit, a little bit of a violent takeoff. So it has got quite a lot of power. I don't know what it's going to be like on a hill. We'll get to the hill test and see what it's like when we get to the hill test. But we'll just carry on down this lane for a second, and we'll get to the mountain. Right, at the moment I'm just having a nice stroll along the main road. I don't know why I'm doing that for, but anyway, there's a lane down by there, so we'll carry on down by here, and the mountain shouldn't be too far away. Right, okay, like I said, I'm in level pedal assist 1, and the throttle is the throttle, look. So it does pick up quite well. Let me just check if it's, if I put it on level 5, is the pickup quicker or is it just the same? Let me just feel it, hang about. So it doesn't matter if it's on level 1 or level 5, the initial takeoff is exactly the same. So let's go a little bit further down here. Now, I won't be doing any speed tests until I get somewhere quiet and private. So let's get across the road by here. Right, okay, so the hill test I usually do is right there in front of me, so let's go across the road. Wait for the car, which is going very slow, and just pop across here. This person in front is going quite slow. I might catch him up with this bike. So let me just pull over for a second, because I don't know why that guy is going so slow in front, but we'll give him a chance to get moving. And then let's put it in level 5 just for a laugh. So we're in pedal assist level 5. So it should give me the full speed up this hill. So here we go. We'll see what it's like. So there we go, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost 23, 23, 24.2, 24 miles per hour. Now we are going up a hill as well. So that is up a hill, and that was just using the throttle. So if I use the pedal, it's exactly the same as using the throttle. It just, there's a cadence sensor, so it gives you the full power. Now, here's the tunnel, so we'll put the headlight on when we get to the tunnel. We have got a headlight switch, so let's turn that light on there and see what it's like. And here we go into the tunnel. So there we go. Can you see it over there? Not the brightest headlight in the world. I'd say it's, the word I'd use, which I've used before, is adequate. So I'm going to call it adequate. Right, here we go to the steep part of the hill by here now. So I'm just pedaling at the moment. So we'll see what it's like when I'm pedaling. I've got it in pedal level assist 1. And we'll see what it's like on this part of the hill by here. So here we go. It's staying at a sort of a 13 miles per hour. Like that. Let's try level 2, see if it goes a bit faster. There we go, it is going a bit faster. I'm just pedaling, I'm not using the throttle. Let's go level assist 3. Here we go. 18, let's go all the way to 5. So there we go, this is quite the steep hill, and we're still getting up to 21 miles per hour on the steep part of the hill. And we've almost made it to the cattle grid, which is just round the corner by here. This is this is quite fast getting up here. There we go. So it's got plenty of power, this bike has. Let's pull over by here and do the old seat squish test, because the seat feels firmish but soft, if that makes any sense. Let's have a look. So you have got a lot of seat. Now there's still a mark there from packaging. That'll probably come out in time. But if I put my hand in there, look, it is very, very soft, look. It's very soft. So it does feel all right. It's a firm soft, if that makes any sense. Now, we're at the cattle grid. We've come up the hill. Let's go up the rest of the hill. We'll do the walk function, if it's got one. And we'll do the brake test coming back down the hill. And we'll do the gravity test. Right, okay, so we're on a bit of a hill. So let's just try pulling off with the throttle, like so. There we go. Not too bad at all. Now we'll stop up by here. Let's get a little bit higher where it levels off. This is just the throttle now, by the way. And we're doing 18 miles per hour, so let's go up by here. I'll stop by here now. And let's just check how fast the old cadence sensor comes into play. So we are on a hill. I'm in gear 1. So let's press the pedal. There we go. Oh, I think that was just over half of a revolution. But you have got the throttle anyway, so it doesn't make much difference. Now, let's just check. It is actually sort of smoothing out the bumps. The actual shock absorber is actually absorbing shocks. Because sometimes these rear suspension bikes, you know, they're very, very hard. They've got a very hard rear suspension, but this one is actually sort of doing what it's supposed to do. It's not too soft, but it's not too hard. It's just right. Right, so I'll stop by here. Let's see if it has got a walk function. Pull over by here, like this, and come to a nice smooth stop. There we go. Right, walk function. So, I'm assuming it's got a walk function. Every bike has got a walk function. Let's hold that minus button down. There we go. Right, that's that is, oh, that's a little bit fast. It's 3.9 miles per hour going up a hill. Let's see if I can hold it back. Whoa! I accidentally pressed the horn then, which is very, very loud. So the walk function is super duper fast. Now you could, I suppose, let's put it on number 1, and you could tickle the throttle like that, look, and then you've got control with the throttle. But the walk function, let me get on the bike and see if it actually pulls me up the hill with the walk function. So here we go, walk function engaged. There we go. So this is the walk function. It's sort of, I can feel it cutting out as it gets close to 4 miles per hour. But this is the water, look, I'm just going up the hill with the walk function without a care in the world. So there we go, walk function. Now this could be, this must be legal, doing 3.9 miles per hour. There we go, so that's the walk function. So let's go up the rest of this hill by here. We'll turn around and we will do the brake test. Now, I think these brakes here, let me try and read it because it's upside down. Let me go around the other way up a second. I've pressed the on again. They're called, it looks like Die Island, or it could be DIY Island, but it's Die Island. But I have had other e-bikes with these sort of brakes on before, and I think they're okay, so we'll just try it. We'll see what it's like. Now I'll come down the hill. It's sort of, this part by here where we're going past now, it sort of levels off. It's still a hill, it's still downhill, but it's just ever so slightly. So round about by here is where I'll try and pull the brakes on. So let's go up by here. I'm only at level 1 at the moment. Right, okay. Here we go, let's turn around. I think we'll take this bike off-road as well, is it? We'll take it off-road for a laugh. Right, so here we go. Get up to like 15, get up to the sort of legal limit, 15.5 miles per hour. But like I said, this bit is the hill by here. Doesn't show on camera, and then it levels off just as it gets like a bit of green on the road there. So we'll slow down to 15. Let's do it at 16 miles an hour. No, 15.5. 1, 2, 3, go. And there we go. We've come to a stop. Now, let's have a look how long that took. I did pull the brakes quite hard. Oh, it's not too bad, is it? That's not too bad at all. It was quite controlled. Let's walk up there and have a look. Like that. Are you going to stay there, camera? You're going to be, right, sort yourself out now. Stop moving around. Right. So there we go. I'm by here. The bike is by there. There's the mark on the road where it stops. I'd say that's pretty good because the bike is quite heavy. It is quite a heavy bike. It's a mainly steel construction, so the bike is, I wouldn't say it's overly heavy, but it is quite heavy. It's actually more, the back end is easy to lift up. The front end is very heavy. So it's sort of front end heavy, if that makes any sense. So what we'll do now, we're just going to go down this hill. Gravity, that's all it's going to take us down there, is gravity, and we'll see how fast this bike will go in a second. Right, so I'll turn that off. So the bike is off altogether now. Look, there's nothing on it at all. And we'll just go down the hill. We'll just let gravity do its thing. And we'll just see what it's like. I mean, we can sort of test the sort of handling as we go down, and it's got nice wide handlebars, so I can just go across there and across there like that. Anyway, we're supposed to be doing a speed test downhill. There's loads of things on the floor. So 18, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 30 is about it, I think. And I'm going to pull the brakes down by here because I cannot see around this corner. So that did get up to speed pretty quick there. And it felt very, very planted. It felt quite good at speed actually. This bike did feel very, very good at speed. So there we go, 30 miles an hour. If I could see around a corner, I'd just keep going, but I can't see around corners. And if a car's coming, and I can't hear a car coming because of the wind noise. At 30 miles an hour, the wind noise means you can't hear what's coming. But anyway, let's go across the cattle grid, like so. And then we'll just go down here, and we'll carry on down this way, and maybe do a little bit of off-roading. There's a car coming, so I'm gonna have to tuck myself in. Right, we're back in the tunnel, so we'll come out of this tunnel now, and then we'll take a right just by here somewhere. Now, I don't think this bike is going to be able to get up this hill because there's not a dual motor, and I think you need a dual motor to get up there, but I'll put it in, let's put in level 5 just to see how far we can get up here. I'll try my best, see how far I can get up here. Right, I'm going to have to go back down because there was somebody walking their dog in front of me. So, for a fair test, let's try it again and see how far we can get up here. And try and have a bit of a run up to give it half a chance. So, let's go back out here again. Watch that lump in the road. And I think I'll come from down that way there. Right, the front wheel came up then. Right, so I'll turn around by here. And we'll try and go up there as fast as I can, as fast as I dare. Right. Right, are you ready? I'm not ready. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Pick a little bit of speed up around this corner, like so, and then go for it. Let's go for it. Can we get up here now? Here we go, we're getting up here. We've got to this bit. It's still going. It's going slow, 6 miles an hour. It's picking up speed again. This is a single motor bike. This is single motor, by the way. I think it's going to do it. It's not going to do this bit, surely. Holy moly! Well, look, even my camera's disappeared. I cannot believe that. I can't believe it. Let's turn around. That is shocking. So, this is the first single motor electric bike that has ever gone up that hill. Ever. I want to do it again. It was so much control as well. I mean, it wasn't like a speed freak going up there. It did go down to 6 miles an hour, but it got up there. And that is a very, now I'm going to say this, it doesn't show on camera. I don't know if I can show it from the side by here. If I get off the bike, try and show you. From the side view. So, can you see down there? This bit evens off and then it sort of evens off there and then it's really steep down there. But it just flew up there. So anyway, let's carry on up there. I gotta say, this is it is a 32 volt e-bike. Now I don't think I took the battery off and showed you, so let's have a look at the battery to see what actual amp hours and everything it is. Let's have a look. Let's just have a look. So here's the battery off the bike. If we go down by here, there we go. There, look, if that's going to focus. Nominal voltage, 51.8 volts. Max charge, 58.8 volts. Maximum discharge current, 30 amps. And the rated capacity is 20 amp hours. So there we go. Right. It does get a bit bumpy by here, so it is sort of off-road. You can see there's rocks in the road by here. Like that. Oh. They're putting a path by there. Oh, that's quite nice. They're building a path by there, so it'll be easier to get up here. There's loads of rocks by here. Oh, there we go, made it. I think this bike is pretty good off-road because the suspension, let me just move this camera, look, it's just trying to disappear all the time. Keeps trying to go down there all the time. Now, what was I saying? Oh, when I came up that hill, the suspension was very controlled. Now, I will say something. I'll go up to this gate by here and I'll explain what I did to the front suspension, because it has got a compression turn-in ring on the front of it. So I'll just stop before this gate by here, like this. A little bit bumpy, this path, but this bike is taking it all in a stride. Oh, it has got cruise control as well. When you hold the throttle for a certain amount of time, the cruise control kicks in. Now, I'll take this camera off here and we'll have a peek down here. I have slightly adjusted the compression. If you go all the way to the right, it'll just go really firm. So let me just show you what it is. I think this is, there we go. That's the easiest part there. So if I press that down like that, you can see it goes down, up and down quite easy. And I've put it sort of there, and then the full thing is all the way around there, and then you can't hardly move the front forks. So let's go back to where I was, which was about there. That's my sort of preferred setting. And I'm going to go and close the gate behind me because I'm that type of person. Oh, I'm not going to close the gate because there's somebody coming behind me. So they can close the gate or just walk through it. Now, if you are interested in this e-bike, then as usual, all the links will be down below in the description. So it is autumn. The camera's turning that way now. It's going everywhere, this camera. It is autumn, so these tracks are getting a little bit muddy. Now, we got nice big mud guards on this bike, so they are stopping any dirt and muck flying up onto me, which is very, very good. And I gotta say, this is because you've got the twist throttle, it is quite a comfortable bike to ride. If you had to pedal this bike on its own, it'd still be okay because it's got so much power. So you're not actually, you're turning your legs basically, but you're not pushing on them. So it's getting a bit muddy by here, isn't it? Oh, blimey. Oh no. Now you can't see what's happening, but the bike is sliding everywhere. But, oh no, that's a bit muddy by there, isn't it? I don't want to go through that, because and it's going to be mud everywhere if I go through there. So, this track comes to the end on the corner anyway, so we'll leave that by there for a second, and we'll turn around and go the other way, up over there. Oh no. I think I'll have to go and find some grass to get the mud off these tyres. But the tyres are doing pretty well in the mud and stuff, so that's one good thing. I'm giving it a good test. I didn't lose traction, it did move a little bit, but not too much. So I think I'll go back this way. And there's another big hill down that way, so I'll go down it and I'll come back up it. That's another big test, if you can get up this other hill as well. Now I did say I'd try this other hill, so I'll go down this hill here and we'll try and come back up it. So, now, does that give some sort of perspective of what the hill looks like? Maybe, sort of, if I do it from this angle by here. I'm looking down that way with it at the moment. But does that give you some idea that it is a hill? Maybe. Let me just tighten this camera up because I've got to go along the bumps. Let's make sure everything's nice and tight, like that. So we'll go down it. We'll go down the hill, and then we'll come back up the hill. Hopefully, we'll come back up the hill, but we'll see. Now, I gotta say, this has turned out to be, you know, up in my top 10 favourite e-bikes, I think, for the single motor ones, because it's surprisingly powerful for a single motor, and the extra 4 volts from 48 to 52, it does make a difference. It does make a difference. I know it's only 4 volts, but it does make a difference. So I'd like to see a lot more 60 volt e-bikes come on the market, because then you've got plenty of power then, haven't you? So, right, I'll turn around, I'll go out onto the road and we'll come back and we'll try and go up this hill. Let's just make sure I'm in pedal level assist 5. All right. Right, I'll go down by here and then let's turn around like this. Ready then? Here we go. Get some speed up. Come around the corner. There's loose gravel by us, I better be careful. I might go flying. Oh, I'm going too fast. I go too fast. Right, here we go. Up the hill. We're going 16 miles per hour at the moment, but it is going to slow down when we get by here. But we're still going, we're still going. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, we're nearly there. 7 miles an hour. Come on. 5 miles an hour. It's going to stop. Is it going to stop or is it going to keep going? 3.7 miles per hour. 3.9 miles per hour. 5 miles per hour. We've did it. We've done it, I should say. There we go. Now we did slow right down on that very steep part there, but it did make it, look. There we go. That was just on the twist throttle. Fantastic. Right, back down the hill. I think I'll go across the country road. Country road, take me home. And I'll try and do a bit of a speed test. We have lost a few bars on the battery, so we'll go down here. I can have a bit of fun going down here now. I can sort of pull the back brake on and do a bit of sliding out like that. Hey! Like that. Don't want to go too mad. I will come off otherwise. Oh dear. It's the simple things in life that make you happy. Just pulling the back brake when you're going down a big hill. Can you hear it? The back wheel is all skidding all the way down now. Right, so we'll go past the logs again and we'll go out on the road. I think I'll turn right and we'll try and do a little bit of a speed test just to see what I can get up to with me sitting on the bike. So let's go this way. Make sure there's no cars coming. Looks safe to me. Right, okay. Let's get around this corner first. It flattens off by here. We should be able to do a speed test by here. Right, here we go then. Full throttle. Here we go. 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30 miles per hour, 30.1. And then there's a big hill in front of me by here. There we go. So with me on the bike there, that was 30 miles per hour. So pretty good. So I think I'll turn around now. And I think I'll head back this way. I gotta say, the suspension, I have said it, but it's quite nice. It's not too baggy. If it was too baggy, you start having trouble with the gears and the chain coming off. So you've got to be careful it's not too baggy. But here we go, another speed test. Here we go, 27, 28, 30.5, 31. I managed to get to 31 that time then. So there we go with me on it, 31 miles per hour. On the country roads, I should say, away from the rest of the people. But there we go. So that is, you know, my review of this e-bike, which is, I think, I keep pressing that horn. The amount of times I press that horn, it makes me jump when I press it accidentally. But I'll say, I will recommend this e-bike, I will. Now, if you did like this video, then all the links will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype, all them beautiful things, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ahoy!